$120,000 per year. That's exactly how much I made as an intern with just 8 months experience. And in this video, I'm going to show you step by step exactly how I did it so that you can do the same. Now, if you don't know me, I am an ex-Amazon engineer, and at that internship is exactly where I earned that $60 an hour or $120,000 per year, which means that I know a thing or two about what I'm talking about. So if you want these results for yourself, listen closely because I'm going to help you get there. All right, so first I will walk through the exact job experience that I had to get to that position, and then I'll walk through the exact skills that you can cultivate to get into the same place. All right, so the first job that I had was actually as an IT intern. Okay, it's not glamorous. I was not a software engineer. I did not work at FANG. I did not work at Meta, Apple, Google, any of the high-paying glamorous jobs that you hear about online. I was earning $15 an hour. Nowadays, I know fast food joints that pay $17, $19, $20 an hour. All right, so this certainly was not a glamorous job, but it gave me my foot in the door. It gave me my initial experience. All right, and at this IT internship, I worked for 3 months. And over the course of the 3 months, I mean, I worked 15 times 40 times 4, 160 times 50. I don't know, the math's too hard, but I earned a couple grand here. So, right, not glamorous money at all. The second job that I worked was actually as a software engineering intern. So I was moving in the right direction. All right, so I wanted to be a software engineer. I wanted to earn software engineer money, but this was not at a big name company. And yes, the pay was a level up, and maybe $32 an hour is something that you're striving for. Maybe that's more than you're earning now. Maybe that's less than you're earning now, but it was a step in the right direction. And this internship lasted for 5 months. All right, so at this point in my career, I had 8 months of experience. All right, when you hear people talk about their careers, usually you'll hear them talk about, oh, my 10 years of experience, 20 years of experience, 30 years of experience. This is 8 years of experience. I don't even think I was 21 years old yet. So just imagine if you are a mother, if you are a father, if you are maybe mid to late 20s, maybe you're in your early 30s and looking for a career change. This is how quickly it can happen to you, right? So 3 months, 5 months, 8 months experience. And where did I go from this? Well, I am so glad you asked. After that 8 months experience, that landed me an internship at Amazon where I was earning $60+ per hour. All right, so this is the equivalent of $120,000 per year. And I'm gonna guess if you're watching this video, that is probably more than you're making now, or otherwise you need to go find higher level videos, right? If you're trying to make more money than this, maybe I'm not the guy for you. But if you're trying to get to this place in your life where you're earning $30 an hour, $40, $50, $60 an hour, over 6 figures per year, and want to do it remotely, all right, that is the exact path that I took. All right, so what did it take to get there? What kind of effort did I have to put in? What skills did I have to learn? What did I have to actually do to get there? Let's talk about it. It started with just a few fundamental skills. The number one thing that everybody should start with that you need if you're going to learn to start coding, it's HTML. These are the building blocks of the internet, all right? This block, this block, this block, this block. They're all HTML elements. Every single website, every single page, app, thing you've ever been on, it is all built on HTML, all right? So if you're learning a skill, a new language right now, HTML is the number one, very first thing that you need to learn. And closely coupled with that, following HTML, as soon as you've got the basics down, you want to learn a little bit of CSS. So this is how we actually style things on the page. So once we write something, maybe we want a different color, maybe we want a different style, maybe we want things to actually look pretty on the site, all right? That is what HTML does. So think of like HTML is like the bricks of a house, okay? CSS is like the paint on a building, all right? It is like the paint, or maybe like the stripes or something to make the building look nice, right? It is just the style, okay? And the third thing, the third skill I had to cultivate to actually have the skills to move on to a high-paying role like that was I had to learn JavaScript. And if you don't know what JavaScript is, if you aren't familiar with what JavaScript is, it is basically the language that helps give function to different websites, right? So if you're imagining a house, we have this idea of HTML being the building block, CSS being the style, the paint on the wall, so on and so forth. JavaScript is actually what makes the house functional. So maybe it's the door, maybe it's the appliances, maybe it's the roof, opening, closing, maybe there's solar panels, like things that actually make a house come to life. That's what JavaScript does. So on a website, you see me dragging around this thing right here. That's JavaScript. You see me being able to click all these different buttons here. That's JavaScript, all right? So it's really simple when you boil it down into the base level skills that you need to learn, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. All of a sudden, you can focus your efforts directly here. When you go online, every guru and their mother wants to tell you that you need to learn Python, you need to learn Go, you need to learn C, C++, C#, this, that, and the other. You need to learn algorithms. Yes, in time, you will learn all these things, but if you are just trying to get your foot in the door, don't overcomplicate overcomplicate it. Don't make it harder on yourself than it needs to be. You only need the basics, because here's the reality. Once you're an intern, once you've broken into the industry, you're gonna get paid to learn the rest. You will get paid to learn, all right? So don't overcomplicate it. Learn HTML, learn CSS, learn JavaScript, learn how websites work, and go get your first internship. Don't spend any more time learning than you need to. Learn the absolute minimum here and go start getting paid, because the reality is every tutorial you take, yes, it makes you slightly better. Yes, you can build side projects, so on and so forth. But the way you're going to get a lot better is by having a senior engineer look at your code, make recommendations. You start to learn the patterns, the frameworks, the functions, the things that make you a better engineer, which ultimately are going to get you paid even more. So it's in your best interest to start getting paid ASAP, to get in your first role, to start working with people more senior than you so that you can start leveling up quicker. And so those are the actual skills that it took to land my first internship. And what did the application process look like? Well, I was pretty dumb when I was younger, okay? So I sent hundreds of applications. I'd basically just spam them, okay? And when you're a beginner, in some senses, you kind of have to do this, but in other senses, you don't, all right? So I spammed hundreds of applications. I didn't track my results. I didn't track who I was speaking to. I didn't have any kind of system or framework of going about it. And as I've gotten older, I've learned that there's better approaches to this. You don't have to take a shotgun approach. It can certainly help. It can get you volume, but you can take a more sniper-like approach by reaching out to CEOs, by reaching out to CTOs, by reaching out to, VPs of engineering, people that can actually make a decision on you. It's in your best interest to talk to these people, because they can actually pull strings from you. And if they like you, they're going to want you on their team. They're going to want to invest in you so that you can become a full-time employee for them. But when I was first starting out, I fired hundreds of applications, and this led to many failures. It caused doubt. It caused fear. It caused uncertainty. Was I studying the right thing? Was I smart enough? Could I pass a technical interview? Could I do any of these things? Was I even worthy of earning the money that I wanted to earn? And so if you're in those shoes right now, if you're struggling to land a job, to land an internship, you're wondering if it's even worth it, if it's too competitive in 2025, if this will ever work out for you, don't worry. This is completely normal. I was in your shoes, and you can absolutely get there. And when you get that first internship, when you start leveling up, when you first get your first full-time role, it will pay off so sweet. When you start earning 6 figures plus remotely, and you can spend more time with your friends, you can go on fancy dates, you can go on vacation, you can give nice things to your kids, you can go and do the things that you've always wanted to do. It's going to be so sweet. So keep your head up, keep working. You know exactly what you need to learn now. You know exactly what it looks like. You know that it's normal to struggle at first, right? You know that it takes time, all right? So these are the basics you need to learn. Yes, it takes time. There's going to be failures along the way. You're going to have to send a lot of applications, right? You can do smarter things than I did. You can track your results. You can reach out to people that actually matter, all right? It's not saying HR and hiring recruiters and things like that don't matter, but they can't pull the same strings that these higher level people can, okay? And so I have other videos on how you can exactly reach out to these people if you want to streamline your results. I've also put together a free guide that I've included down below in the description. If you want to fast track your success, if you want to break into tech as soon as humanly possible, click the link down below and get your free guide. I've included it right there. You're going to find a lot of value in it. So go ahead and click that link below, and I will see you on the other side. Again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.